But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Unstoppable powers, terrible powers that you just don't want to cross. You got your local bad boy, and he's got a gun and nobody wants to fuck with him, right? But eventually someone does fuck with him and kill his ass. You know what I'm saying? Or he gets shut up and he has to go to hospital. Now imagine if Superman was on your block. It was fucking game over, man. That's true power, man. It's unthinkable, and it's completely unthinkable. There's no thing, you can't shoot him. What are you gonna do? Okay, and there ain't no kryptonite, because our kryptonite is sin, and we ain't ever gonna commit sin. So what you gonna do? There's nothing you can do.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
There ain't gonna be no one that gonna stand toe to toe with the Israelite in that day. There's no one. Any heathen that would even dare to think to step against us, we're gonna look at them and cause their body to implode. We're gonna be like Akira. You know what I'm saying? You ever see that movie Akira, man? Hey, there's certain animes where people have got powers where guys' heads are just fucking exploding around them.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Listen, we're gonna be powers, man. The Lord is gonna give us the keys to this universe. We're gonna unlock a level in this universe, a code in this universe, a vibration in this universe that these devils dream of unlocking. They dream about being a god. They want to be a god so badly. And they believe that if time was to go on for long enough, they would be able to research and make themselves into God. But only Yahweh Shem Yahushua can make you into a true God. And that gift is reserved for the children of Israel, beginning with the elect.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Hey, what did Magneto say? The humans and their guns, man. Fuck is a gun, man? Man, we're gonna shoot fire out, man. We're gonna be like them comic books, man. We're gonna be straight out of a comic book, man. Real power, man. That's why those comic books resonate with Jake more than anyone else. Because it's in us, man. That power is really in us. It's like what the Lord can do. The Lord can basically lock that power off, turn off that switch in you. But that power, we're princes of the power in the spirit, man. Our spirits are charged. It's just the Lord toned us down, man. Locked off that spirit, but the Lord gonna turn that tap on, man. And we're gonna feel that power, man. The day I feel that power, man, I'm gonna break these chains. I'm gonna fucking get down on you crackers, man. We gonna have fun out here. I'm gonna throw a whole building on one man. Fucking, oh man. We gonna exhale out here, man.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
We gonna be as gods, man. As God. Powers. Real powers, man. Shaking the ground powers. Electricity flowing through your body where you can feel it powers, man. Feeling like you can lift a mountain power. You know what I'm saying?
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Something that Esau will never know. He's looking at you, kid. Evelyn Rothschild, you will never know what it is to feel true power.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders, GMS, who rule well, teach well, being great examples to us younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, pushing them to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners, who may have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah. All right. And I want to get into this morning, as we know, all right, last night marked, the new moon, sundown yesterday marked the new moon for this cycle, of Sabbaths. And it's the time of the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets, So I want to get into these things and how it relates in the spirit, dealing with the former and latter rain. Because what we have to understand, you know, um, Israel, we was a very agricultural people, and we depended on the rain, all right, which made us dependent on Yahweh by Shema Shai. And that's why you see a lot of, analogies used by Yahweh Shai, with dealing, with agriculture. All right. Now, when you go into the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets, all right, that was the end of the grape harvest. Okay. It was the end of the grape harvest. And it was also, a call for our people, to get their minds right as going into the Day of Atonement, which will be 10 days later. Okay. So it's a heavy spiritual time, and we in the time now, whereas we, go into these things, we understand, all right, that there's a spiritual overtone to everything that we did as a people. Okay. So I just want to read a few things, got a few articles, so we can just be more familiar, as we come back, to our customs, coming back to who we are. Now, when you go into the feast, all right, of trumpets, as it says, okay, now you have what is the feast of trumpets, all right? So you have these two passages in Leviticus 23 through 25. It says, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak to the people of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, on the first day of the month, you shall observe a day of solemn rest, a memorial proclaimed with the blast of the trumpets, a holy convocation. You shall not do any ordinary work, and you shall present a food offering unto the Lord, Yahweh by Shema Shai. Okay, so it's a day, of a Sabbath, and it's a day of reverence, high reverence of Yahweh by Shema Shai. Now, we not doing the actual food offering, but in the spirit, we're doing the food offering, man. As we feed the sheep, as the priests, will be the ones that will offer up the offerings. All right. And as Yahweh Shai has set up, through his sacrifice, has set up a priesthood after the order of Melchizedek, when, the Israelite men, of the hopeful elect are now, moving as priests in the spirit. Okay. Now, all right. Now it says the feast does, however, fall at the end of the grape harvest and just prior to the annual rains. Okay, and we're going to go more into those rains. All right, so the Feast of Trumpet could be viewed as marking the beginning of the agricultural year. Okay, and we're going to go to those precepts dealing with agriculture, man. All right, now I want to go here. All right. Now it says, finally, the trumpet blast was a call for the people to respond. When they observed the feast, the people rested from work and offered sacrifices. This solemn rest, drawn aside from regular activities, acknowledges reliance of the Most High. And it says the trumpets called the people to prepare for the time later in the month when the high priest will enter the holies of holies. All right, and that was the Day of Atonement. By resting, they remind themselves that faithful that the faithful power alone is their salvation. Okay, the feast prepares the Israelites to meet their power. Okay, it's heavy, man. All right, and this feast, this doctrine, this word is preparing us to meet our power. Okay, through his son Yahweh Shai. Okay, so I wanted to go from there and get a few precepts. All right, because you think about it, you had Elder Howard Bivens. He was pretty much the first one to sound, okay, the trumpet. Okay, as you go here, I'm saying Isaiah 40. Because this word, is like what that new song. All right, and it's preparing us for our power. Okay, this is Isaiah 40:1. It says, comfort ye, my people, say your power. Speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem and cry unto her. Okay, that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is pardoned, for she had received the Lord's hand double for her sin. So this is a cry. All right. What you see brothers doing, this is a cry unto our people. Just like the blowing of a trumpet. Okay, you get the word cry. All right, in the Hebrew is korah. Okay. It says to call out, to recite, to read, to proclaim. Okay, to utter a loud sound, man, just as the sound of a trumpet, man. To summon, to invite, to call. Okay, you see that? So the word of repentance is going out. Being summoned. Okay, our people are being summoned to repentance, to righteousness, to Yahweh Shai, to the wedding. Okay, through what? The cry of the prophets. It says the voice of him that crieth in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Make straight the desert a highway for our power. Okay, so you see the cry, of John the Baptist, prepared the way, all right, for the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, just as the feast of the memorial trumpets pretty much was setting up for the high priest to go into the Holy of Holies. Well, Yahweh Shai is the ultimate high priest. And who prepared the way for Yahweh Shai was John. Okay? He was like that trumpet being blown in the wilderness, man. And it was caused to what? Get the attention, okay, of Israel, man. But only the elect will take heed to their sound. Okay? This is Yahweh Shai was blowing the trumpet, man. It said, now after John was put in prison, Yahweh Shai came to Galilee preaching the gospel of the kingdom of the Most High and saying the time is fulfilled and the kingdom of the Most High is at hand. Repent ye and believe the gospel. Okay? So Yahweh Shai, all right, he was sounding what? A trumpet, man, of repentance. And John the Baptist had prepared the way. And he came back. John the Baptist came back as elder our business to what? Blow that trumpet, man. Because that trumpet will blow at the beginning of harvest. All right. And it will blow towards the end of the harvest. Okay. So this trumpet is being blown. Then you had trumpets of what? Trumpets of war. Because different trumpets meant different things. Okay. So now, all right, as we push our people to repent, we also give them another blow of the trumpet, which is the sound of war. Okay? It says, blow ye the trumpet. This is Joel 2:1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound the alarm in my holy mountain. let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord coming, for it is nigh at hand. And the day of the Lord is going to be nuclear destruction. The actual day where Yahweh Shah returns, all right, to this realm. All right, it's going to be a day of nukes. Okay? This third world war is going to lead to a nuclear, all right, onslaught in the earth, man, where America is going to get the brunt, okay, of this nuclear destruction, man. Okay? And then we'll read down on it, but just want to read this. You go to Amos. All right, this is the book of Amos, chapter 3. All right, verse 6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Why? Because this is a trumpet of warning. Okay? Like I said, you have trumpet, that represent particular feast days to represent, harvest. Okay? Then you have the trumpet of war, of warning. Okay? Of evil. Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah have not done it? Surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. Okay, so the prophets have the secrets. What are we doing? We're blowing the trumpet. Okay? What's that scripture say? What we heard in secret, proclaim on housetop. A brother can post it. Things that we learned in secret. We proclaim on housetop, man. Okay, so it's blowing the trumpet in the open, man. Okay, the trumpet of repentance, the trumpet of a warning. All right. You see? So let's go back to Joel. Okay. Because as we blow the trumpet, hey, get descriptive. Okay, with what that trumpet means. Because that's like, you get those, weather alerts on your phone. You make that alarm. Okay. And then what happens? Their voice comes and gives you instructions of what's going on. What a tornado is at, what a storm is at, a possibility of a touchdown, what category the storm is, what the storm consists of, heavy rain, straight winds, okay, nickel size hail, it gives you the instructions, gives you the alarm to get your attention. And then once it has your attention, it gives you the instructions of what's going on. Okay? And this is why you have this here in the book of Joel. Start at the top and we'll read down. It said, blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. Okay? So we're proclaiming that day. And how is that day going to come in? So now it goes into the instructions. Okay? It says, verse 2, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. All right, and this is all nukes. This is nuclear destruction, man. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and they strong, they have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after. Even the years of many generations. And that great people is speaking about the missiles, man. Okay, which is likened to an army, which they're going to march, all right, through the atmosphere to America, man. Okay, and there's never, the nations have never had a stockpile, because it says there have never been the like, because nations have never had stockpiles of nuclear weaponry, man. Okay, and after, these nukes are used, as the scriptures say, spare no arrow, all these nukes gonna get shot off. Okay, you see, and there should never be no nation will have a nuclear arsenal in the kingdom, man. Okay, so they're gonna turn their swords into what? Pruning hooks. All right, because means it's gonna time to go to work. All right, verse 3 says, a fire devoured before them, and that's the warhead, and behind them a flame burning, that's the projectile. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them. Yes, a paradise. Like America's full of these suburbs, and America. You got your, it's overhyped. But just for modern living, America's like a modern, paradise, man. You have your conveniences, okay. You still have your beaches. You have, you even have little resorts and skyrise hotels. You see, it's like a paradise, a modern paradise, and behind them, a desolate wilderness. So after, because behind them, after these nukes hit, it's gonna turn this place to a wilderness. Yeah, and nothing shall escape them. Okay, if you're not in those chariots when these missiles hit, you're done. Okay, if you're not in those chariots when these missiles hit, and you're in America, you're ground zero America, you're done. Okay, ain't gonna be nobody, like the movie. People pop out, after the destruction, and walking around in this desolate land. Nah, nothing gonna escape. All right, these nukes gonna have 100% kill rate. When they touch down. You see, it says the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Their power. Okay, they're gonna be swift. Okay, and powerful. All right, it said like the noise of chariots on the top of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of the flame that the flame of the fire that devours the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Okay, before their faces the people shall be much pain. All faces shall gather blackness. Man, people gonna be sick. Okay, and it said, how these missiles says they're gonna leap, because they're gonna leap from one continent to another. ICBMs. Okay, and people gonna be sick, man. You know, because these missiles gonna black out the sky. Okay, you heathens, y'all about to fight in, you know, and you ground zero in America. Guess what? Y'all gonna fight in the shade. It's gonna be a one-sided fight. It said they shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Okay, they're gonna hit this place in perfect, all right, formation. Okay, and this is all what this trumpet of warning, you know, this is all part of the trumpet. Now it's going into the details of what we're warning the people from. Okay, let's get a couple of these on the comment board. So you have the trumpet, okay, for the harvest, and then you have the trumpet of warning. Okay, this is the brother GMS Memphis Yakanan Ba, Shalom, Yabashima Shabakata, Isaiah 58:1. Cry loud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet. Okay, you see that? And show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. And why we're lifting our voice like a trumpet and showing the people their transgression, so they can avoid what we're reading in Joel 2. Okay, the gloomy dark day of the Lord, man, the day of judgment. So you have the word going out as a correction. The trumpet, it is a call to correction, man. You see, this is Israelites seeking salvation, Matthew 10:27 said, "What I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in the light." Okay, he revealed his secret unto the prophets. Okay, and what do the prophets do? We tell these things in the light. Okay, in the open, and what ye hear in the ear, that preach you up on the housetops, man. Okay, and we have these platforms, okay, to teach, all right, our people, man. Okay, to give them warning of what's to come and what should be done to avoid, okay, destruction, man, to avoid being caught up in the Lord's wrath. Okay, this is the brother GMS Truth Told 144 said they have blown the trumpet even to make all ready, but none go to the battle, For my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof, man. It's a lot of our people that are ignoring the trumpet, man. You know, they're ignoring the trumpet, the warning that's going out. All right? And they're going to get caught off guard in the battle. Okay? They're not going to have a clue. See, they don't have a clue that the Lord is finna take this place to war. Yahweh Shai is finna wage war in this place. Even before he comes, you know, it's going to be a lot, all right, of conflict in the earth. And our people are going to get, a lot of our people are going to get caught up in it because they're ignoring the trumpet. Okay? It said blow up the trumpet in the new moon in the time appointed in our solemn feast day, you know? And that's what we're doing now. Okay? As we go into, you know, these particular feast days, Day of Atonement, which is a fast. Okay? You're going into these times, these are heavy, you know, spiritual times. Okay? So let's go from there. Let's get that in Ezekiel 33. All right, Ezekiel 33 and 1 says again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land, the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman. And whoever you prescribe to, whoever you listen to as your spiritual leader, you know, who you consider your prophet or your preacher, you have made him your watchman. Whether it's, you know, Pastor Pochop, okay, IUIC, HOI, whoever you have set, you know, to be your spiritual leader, to be your preacher, or you consider to be, you know, a prophet, whoever you watch, you have made him your watchman for your soul. Okay? Ezekiel 33 and 3 says, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet. Okay? He blow the trumpet. And Jake, what's them guys, Wi-Fi, WFI, what they say, why y'all always going into articles? Okay? Well, the articles let you know what the sword is up to. That's a form of blowing the trumpet. You see? All right? So the trumpet is being blown. They're speaking against the sword, which is Esau Edom. Okay? It says, and warn the people. It says, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. Okay? His blood shall be upon his own head. So it's going to be on him. Okay? Everyone that ignores this trumpet, is on them. They're guilty of their own death. Okay? It said he heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning. His blood shall be upon him, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. Okay? So taking heed to this trumpet can lead to deliverance. Okay? Because the trumpet got your attention. And then what? You start to take heed to the instructions that ensue after the trumpet. Okay? Verse 6 said, but if the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and all the people be not warned, okay, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity. So if you know you're amongst the congregation that's not blowing the trumpet, that's not blowing the warning, okay, of what's to come, all right, the Lord intended you to be over there because guess what? It says he's taking in his iniquity. So the Lord wants you to be over there and taken. He don't want you to be warned. You see, the Most High, he cold, man. He getting down in the earth, man. He got everything and everyone set up exactly how he wants it. before judgment and before salvation takes place, man. Okay? But guess what? It said, but his blood would I require the watchman hands, because it's gonna even, the leaders, so-called leaders, teachers, I say what is Pastor Chop or IUIC. And if you're not teaching that the MOTB is the sea help, you're not blowing the trumpet. Okay? You're setting up the congregation for failure. And the Lord's going to require all their blood at your hands. So that's going to be a horrific death, man. Okay, one thing about it, the Lord ain't nothing to play with, man. You know? The Lord know how to reach out and touch you in a particular way, man. Okay? This is Ezekiel 33:7 says, so thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore thou shalt hear the word in my mouth and warn them from me. Okay? And this is what you're seeing happening, man. The trumpet, that great warning is being blown. Okay? Now, I want to go to from there. Now, what I want to do, because, like I said earlier, remember, we was a very agricultural people, and the way that it was set up, okay, the way that it was set up, we would have to depend on that rain, from Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. All right, so I got a quick article on that. Let me get this precept. Yep, this is Brother GMS, Memphis Yakanan, by 1 Corinthians 14:8. For if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle? Okay? And Jake is telling you that the MOTB is sin. Okay, they're telling you it's embargo. They're telling you, ISUPK, IUIC, they're telling you, they're giving you an uncertain sound. All right, they're not preaching in the name. That's an uncertain sound. Okay, because part, of the music, of the melody is their name. And we're going to prove it. Okay, we're going to prove that. But I want to get this article first. All right, this is why you see Yahweh Shai. Like I said, he will make a lot of analogies dealing with agriculture. Okay, because we was an agricultural based people, livestock and agriculture. So this is from what is it, Spurgeon.org. Okay. And I found this article dealing with the former and latter rain, which we hear that often in the scriptures, and we'll get some precepts on that. Now, I'll make sure blow it up a little bit. All right, so let's go here. All right, it says, such are the climate and soil of Palestine. All right, we're speaking of our land of Israel. All right, it says, that all agricultural operations are most manifestly dependent upon the periodical rainfall. Hence, the people speak of the weather and the crops with a more immediate reference to the Most High than is usual with us. Okay, because our people knew that Most High, all right, it was on him to give that periodical rainfall that was needed for the harvest. Okay, for the crops. So when they would speak of the rain, it was immediate reverence of the Most High providing. Okay, and we're gonna get those things. It is said that the common expressions of the peasantry are such as quiet scribe travelers With their apparently devout recognition of the Almighty agency, certainly we may account for a very large number of what may be called the agricultural promises of the Old Testament, from the fact that little of the food of the people was gained by manufacture or commerce, and the whole population dependent upon the field, and the field upon the rain. Palestine, all right, is very opposite of Egypt, okay, which is so well irrigated by its river. It is equally different from our own land, okay. It says, in which seasons of comparative droughts may yet prove to be years of plenty. So Egypt, they had their river, so they had a lot of, it was well irrigated. Okay, we didn't have that in Israel. Okay, the irrigation system. You see, and that's why you see Jake was so pampered. In Egypt, just like today in America, everything like today in America, we be disappointed when it rains. Because it messes up the good day. You might have something planned. You can go to the rooftop, drink margaritas and eat pizza. Okay, but guess what? That margarita that you drink, all right, that pizza that you eat, well, those ingredients come from agriculture. Okay, and the people that farm, they need that rain. Okay, well, that shows how out of touch we've gotten in America to how things come to be. Especially in the West. All right. So it says in Palestine, the agriculturalist must have the rain. Okay. So like he must receive the first rain soon after the corn is put in the ground. Otherwise, it will rot or be blown away with the dust as his fields become turned into a kind of impalpable powder by the summer sun. He must have the latter rain just before the time of harvest. Otherwise, the ears lacking the moisture that should fill them out will become thin and lean, barely worth the ingathering. Okay? And as we read these things, spiritual concepts should come to mind. All right? It says, in fact, they will yield no flour for the food of man. The husbandman depends entirely upon the early and the latter rain, and if these do not fall plenteously in their season, a time of famine will ensue. You see that? Although our climate does not so immediately remind us of our dependence upon the Most High, yet it would be well if we remember whence our blessings come. Okay? So when you hear these terms in the Bible, you have to understand agriculture as it consists of how we, had to be dependent on Yahweh Shem Al Shai. If that former rain didn't come when you first put down your harvest, when you first planted your harvest, if that rain didn't come, that former rain didn't come, the crops were done. Okay, that latter rain didn't come, you was done. So we had to depend fully on Yahweh Shem Al Shai. And you have the blowing of the trumpets at the beginning of the harvest. And then you have the blowing at the end of the harvest when it was time for the ingathering. Okay? And then spiritual, the memorial, the blowing of the trumps represented the end of the grape harvest. Okay? So let's get into the precepts, man. All right? Let's get this one. Mr. Brother Yahweh, Yashala. This is James James chapter 5. This book of James chapter 5, verse 7 says, "Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord." Because what is the Lord coming to do? To ingather the elect that's been what? Being watered with this word. And then it said it has to be watered. The husbandmen, they would need the rain season to be plenteous. Okay, it said, "Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, and have long patience for it until he receive the early and latter rain." Okay, so starting with Elder Abba Bivens, that was their former rain, when the seeds was first being planted to the ground. Okay, and now we're in the time of the latter rain. Okay, the time of the ingathering. Okay, and the crops needed both. They needed that former rain and that latter rain to yield. Okay, so let's go here. And I pray this is making sense. You know, let me know if this is making sense. Dealing with the agriculture, okay, and the word. Y'all, make sure y'all picking up what the spirit putting down. It's beautiful how the Lord has set up. But let's get let's go here. Go do the running. Just to show that this speaking of doctrine, man. This rain is speaking of doctrine. I think it's 30, 32. Yep. Okay, come. All right. So let's get it. All right. Yep. Brother already there. So this is Deuteronomy 32. Okay. It's the book of Deuteronomy 32 and 1. It says, "Give ear, O ye heavens, and I will speak and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth." Okay. Now it says, "Give ear, O ye heavens." Now the heavens represent the Shemayim. Okay. The atmosphere, because where are the satellites? They're in the atmosphere. So as we speak, these words are going into the satellites, and the satellites are redistributing, okay, this what they call the live screen, or is a screen water, okay? It's distributing this screen, okay, to what, man? Cause really this to the believers, you know, which are like the herbs, the tender herbs we're gonna get into. It says, "Give ear, O ye heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth." Because the rain comes from the heavens to the earth. They drop down. "My doctrine shall drop as the rain, my speech shall distill as the dew." Okay, so it's the doctrine that's the rain. We had the former rain with Elder Abba Bivens, you know, the elders that came under him. Okay, and now you have the latter rain, you know, right before the ingathering. It says, "My speech shall distill as stew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, as the showers upon the grass." Okay, so the Lord is making good on his promise in the spirit. We received the former rain. Now we're getting the latter rain. You see? Why? Because it's time for ingathering. Okay, because without this doctrine, okay, that's why the Lord said if it wasn't for a remnant, we would be what? As Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay? Good for nothing. We'll be useless. There wouldn't be no crops. That's why John the Baptist said, "What? Bring fruit, meat for repentance." Because you won't just gather anything. You will gather, because you will have some crops that will dry out. Okay, some crops infested. You know, you wouldn't gather those in. You will gather those, worthy. All right, for use. Okay, And that's what Yahweh Shai is coming back to do. You know, so this word is going up, you know, through it's because the word is going out through the prophets, going into the satellites, and it's raining. Okay, it's like a constant rain in the earth, man. Okay? And what's also a part of that doctrine? Because I will publish the name of the Lord, all caps. So it's the name, Yahweh. Okay? That's part of the doctrine. And his son's name, Yahweh Shai. Okay? And it says, ascribe ye greatness unto our power. Ascribe you greatness unto our power. You see? And that's what we're doing. Ascribing greatness to our power. What he's done, what he's doing, and what he's going to do. Okay? You see that? And as this rain is coming down, what's happening, man? As this word is coming down, man, the latter rain, you know? And this should be a faith booster, man. Because when it rains, you can imagine, you know, every day, you know, you're waiting on that rain, you know, for the crops. Because the the um the former rain pretty much allowed the crops to grow, to break the ground. Okay, but the latter rain, all right, will make the crops, all right, worthy for ingathering. You know? So you brothers, you sisters, we're being worthy for ingathering, man, and we keep, you know, receiving this word, this rain. Man. Isaiah 44:1, it says, yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, Israel, whom I have chosen. Thus said the Lord that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou, Jeshurun, whom I have chosen. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. And I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessings upon thy offspring. Okay? I'll pour water, okay, and forming latter rain upon the dry ground. All right. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed and my blessings upon thine offspring, and they shall spring up as the grass among, all right, the grass as the willows by the water courses. Okay. And what you see happening, man, the elect is springing up. Okay. One shall say, I am the Lord's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord the surname of Israel, all right, by the name of Israel. Okay? And you look at it now, you know, everybody on here has some type of form, okay, of an Israelite name. You see? Showing that, hey, we are those tender herbs being watered. You know, everybody on here has, you know, an Israelite name or some handle dealing with, all right, the Hebrew, man. Okay? Everybody on the screen, man. I'm just looking through, okay? the sons and daughters of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, man. Okay? Showing you that we are those tender herbs being watered. Okay, by the former, you know, and now the latter rain. Okay? Yep. And that's why Yahweh Shai said that. Let's go to brother brought it up. Matthew 9. This book of Matthew chapter 9. Matthew 9:37. Then said he unto his disciples, The harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Okay? The harvest, the elect. Okay? Because when you read verse 30, 36, read up one verse up, it said, but when he saw the multitudes, he was moved with compassion on them because they fainted and were scattered abroad as sheep having no shepherd. Okay? Not being fed. And what does water do? It feeds the crops. Okay? So Yahushua was seeing Jake with no leadership not being fed. So that's why he raised up pastors after his own heart. Then said he unto his disciples, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest that he will send forth laborers into the harvest, man. And that's why the Apostle Tahar always say, we are set up to teach other men to become teachers, to become laborers, man. Working in the vineyard. Okay? And what's the vineyard? Just to get straight to the point. Isaiah 5. Okay? It says, Isaiah 5 and 7 says, for the vineyard of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel, and the men of Judah his pleasant plant. He looked for judgment, which is leadership, but beheld oppression. For righteousness, but behold a cry. Okay? And that's why the Lord set up his laborers, his shepherds, okay, his husbandmen to go into the vineyards and work. Okay? He hired his own men, all right, to go out here and work, man. Okay? And to make ready the harvest. All right? So you have the former and that latter rain. Let's get precepts concerning it. We go to let's see. You got a few precepts. We're gonna run through it, and we're gonna see why this is. Now we should understand why the Lord was always mentioning this in the scriptures. Because uh, we will see this often. We read, you'll see these things often. Okay, showing you that this word. All right, now this is Job speaking of the reverence that he had, amongst, all right, his fellow kinsmen. Okay, this is Job 29 and 21. It says, unto me, men gave ear and waited and kept silence in my counsel. After my words they spake not again, and my speech dropped upon them, and they waited for me as for the rain, and they opened their mouth wide as for the latter rain. It was always an anticipation of that latter rain. You got your former rain, bet. Okay, so now, that's to represent the growth. Okay, but you will be waiting on that latter rain for the ingathering. Okay, and Job say what? My speech dropped upon them. You see? Okay, so let's go here. Because this is for people they don't care about the latter rain. They're caught up in Egypt, you know, in convenience. People don't want to depend on the Lord. Our people caught up in this convenience of Egypt, man. Okay, and that sea hip, There's gonna be that pathway back to their convenience, man. Okay, this is I started at 20, said, declare this in the house of Jacob and publish it in Judah, saying, hear now this, O foolish people, and without understanding, which have ears and see not, which have ears, all right, and hear not. Okay? Jake don't want to hear the trumpet. It says, fear ye not me, said the Lord. Will ye not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by perpetual decree, that it cannot pass it? And though the waves thereof toss themselves, yet can they not prevail. Though they roar, yet can they not pass over it, man. So the Lord is coming and stepping in Jake, through Jeremiah, like, look, y'all ain't got no fear for me. I created everything. You see, the ocean listened to me, but Jake won't. It said, well, this people have a revolting and rebellious heart. They are revolted and gone. Neither say they in their heart, let us now fear the Lord our power, that giveth rain, both the former and the latter in his season. He reserveth unto us the appointed weeks of harvest. Okay? Jake not in that mindset anymore. And this doctrine has us in that mindset to where we just have to wait on the Lord, man. We have to wait till he come through. Just like we had to wait, during the time of harvest, we had to wait on the Lord to come through, man. It wasn't no harvest if the Lord didn't come through. Okay? And that's what the position that we're in now as believers is that we fully have to wait on our power. Okay? The hell with what Esau talking about, man. We're gonna have to wait on that latter rain, man. The ingathering. All our faith is based on the ingathering, man. Hosea 6:1 says, come and let us return unto the Lord, for he hath torn us and he will heal us. He hath smitten us and he will bind us up. And that's what's happening. We're being bound up. Okay, we've been torn and smitten, but now we're being bound up by what? This word. Okay? After 2 days, he will revive us. All right, and this is the third day. Because you had 2,000 years. Your day to the Lord is 1,000 years. So you had those 2,000 years since the death of Yahushua. Okay? So you had those 2 days that have passed, and now we are in the third day. And the third day, he will raise us up. We're being raised up by this word, and we shall live in his sight. All right? To the time of the ingathering. Then shall we know if we follow on. All right? If we follow on to know the Lord, he's going forth. All right? His going forth is prepared as the morning, and he shall come unto us as the rain, as the latter and former rain unto the earth. So the Lord is come unto us, all right, in the form of this rain. The former, okay, beginning with Elder Abba Bivens, and the latter, which is now towards the ingathering, man. You see? This is that time, man. We getting that latter rain. So let's go from there. Let's get it's the book of Joel 2. And 21. Said, fear not, O land, be glad and rejoice, for the Lord will do great things. Be not afraid, ye beasts of the field, for the pastures of the wilderness do spring, for the tree beareth up fruit, the fig tree and the vine do yield their strength. Be glad then, ye children of Zion, and rejoice in the Lord your power, for he hath given you the former rain moderately, and will cause to come down for you the rain, the former rain, and the latter rain in the first month. Okay? You see? This is what we're being led into, man. All right? And what's gonna happen after that latter rain? Let's get that in Matthew. It's in Matthew 24. Okay, 29 says, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the earth shall be shaken. Okay, going back to the nukes. Okay, the nuclear destruction. Tremble at this. Is the trumpet that our people should be trembling at. Okay, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then all the tribes of the earth mourn. Shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven, all right, the chariots with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, all right, from one end of heaven to the other. This is going to be the ingathering, okay? From one end of heaven to the other. The Yahushua is coming to do the ingathering, man. Okay? Let me see. Let's go get that. Let's get that. It's Matthew. All right. So now Yahushua again, he gonna break down the tears explained. All right. So then Yahushua sent the multitude away and went into the house, and his disciples came unto him, saying, declare unto us the parables of the tares of the field. He answered and said unto them, he that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. All right, Yahushua. All right, the field is the world. Okay, the whole, you see, the good seed are the children of the kingdom, which is Israel. So the field, the earth is likened into a field, and the good seed are the children of Israel, the elect. But the tares are the children of the wicked one. Now you have our people, you have people that look like Jake, that are tares that are other nations, and then you have our people that are spiritual tares, man. Because Esau has planted his seed and watered his seed in them. Okay, as El Zakba went into before, man. Okay, the enemy that sold them is the devil. Okay, because you go into the invention of a nigga, Esau made niggas, man. The modern nigga woman. Okay, you see, but they all growing together, you know, with the elect. Okay, and so you have people that look like Jake that are actually other nations, man. You know, it said the harvest is the end of the world, and the reaper are the angels. You see, and therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, the nukes, all right, and the chariots, the fire from the chariots. So shall it be at the end of the world. So the Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend. Okay? So within this grace period, as the former and latter rain the former rain has come, and now the latter rain is coming. Okay? And our people that are not being watered by this word, you know, the Lord finna gather them out, man. Okay? And remove them for destruction. It says, and them which do iniquity, and shall cast them into a furnace of fire, there shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who have ears to hear, let him hear. Okay? So Yahweh Shai is coming to do that great ingathering, man. Okay? And guess what? Before the ingathering, all right, before the ingathering happened, what's going to take place? In fact, let's get that in let's get that in. I'll start at 13. First Thessalonians 4 and 13. But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. All right, and this the believers that died in Yahushua. Okay, he's speaking of those men that die. All right, in Yahushua. Okay, and it says, for if we believe that Yahushua died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Yahushua will the Most High bring with him. Okay, they're going to be raised up. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain until the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven, this Yahweh with a shout, with the voice of an archangel, and with the trump, okay, with the trump of the Most High, and the dead in Yahweh shall rise first. Okay, so that trumpet, which will represent that ingathering, okay. Let's see, give us some trumps and Trump. Okay, you had the memorial of the trumpets, with that trumpet will go into an ingathering. What trumpet says a trumpet, you know, was represented, like I say, that ingathering. Okay, memorial what? Blowing the trumpets. Okay, so you keep going, you keep reading. All right, so then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds. Okay, this is the ingathering to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore, comfort one another with these words. You see? So, Lord will, we all make it to the ingathering, man. All right, but it's gonna be that trump that's gonna be blown. All right. Let's see. This is Revelation 11 and 11. It says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them. All right, and them is the elect of Israel. Okay, 3 days and a half, 350 years. Okay, starting from 1619, when pretty much the Southern Kingdom was brought over here with the Northern Kingdom. Okay, for captivity over here in the Americas and the Western Hemisphere. Okay, to the time of 1969. Okay, going to 1970, which was Elder Abel Bivens, was on the scene pushing Yahweh shot, man. Okay, and the spirit of life started to enter into the believers, and they stood upon their feet, and fear and great fear fell upon them which saw them, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither, and they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Okay, that's the ingathering, man. Okay? this is the end gathering. You see? So, yeah, that's pretty much the point. I hope you brothers, and you sisters, were edified, just reading some things this morning, and I know, we all be curious about, different high holy days and, what they represent, you know, and the Lord, always has a spiritual overtone, with everything that he does, so I pray that this was edifying. Any questions, comments, feel free to leave on the comment board. Um, Lord willing, um, I got a news and prophecy update that I'm going to do. It's going to be on the GMS Living Waters buy page, which let's see. This is why I usually try to do in the news. They don't strike that page as much, but I'll leave a link, to you brothers and sisters that not subscribe to the GMS Living Waters page. Subscribe. Lord will, a little later on, not too much later, I can do a news and prophecy. That's the link to that channel. We brothers and sisters don't have that channel. The GMS Living Waters by, and Lord will, pretty soon we'll do in the news, some things going on. So Lord will, you brothers and you few sisters edified. Till next time I say Shalom, Kwam Yashala, Bob, DTA soon, Shalom.